Welcome to a Quickie with Ms. B. I'm Ms. B. Today is Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about best excuses ever from coworkers or your job.
Yeah. This is when the most famous one in my mind comes into play. Because when you know how it's spring forward,
Yeah.
fall back. Well, in
Right.
spring, for some reason, people who have, cell phones you thought were going to cure it, the being late an hour. It doesn't. Wow. Whew, darn. You're like, oh, I don't get it. Don't you use your cell phone? I thought you used your. Well, no, I didn't use it today. I actually turned it off, and I was using my regular clock, and I didn't set my regular clock ahead. Wow. Yeah. But it's interesting. How many thousands of people use that excuse every spring? And ask yourself this. How many of those same people show up an hour early in the fall? None of them. You don't ever get anybody in time to open. Where are you? Never. Not one living soul is ever an hour early to work. I used to ask them that all the time. So you're telling me the whole daylight savings thing there. Yeah, right. So the clocks went forward an hour and oopsie. Okay. So you're an hour late. So will you be an hour early last fall? Let's see. I'm gonna go back check it. Nope, you weren't. No, actually you were 5 minutes late. And will you be an hour early this fall? For some reason, every clock on the planet works for them in the fall. It's just that spring thing, They can't quite get it going. I love that excuse. That's my favorite. Yeah. It's just total BS. If you've ever been in management before, it's the great one. You just scratch your head and go, yeah, didn't buy it last year, not buying it this year, see you this fall, but you're on time. Yep. Won't be an hour early, will you?
Well, we've just had one not too long ago where this person accepted a position within our company. And then she made an excuse every single day not to show up to work. And then finally, it was on a Friday, she just called and said, I quit.
How long had she not shown up to work?
A whole entire week. She came up with an excuse every single day. Now, I will give her the one day because we did have really bad snowstorm that day and hardly anybody was, getting into work if you were in the, areas 20, because some people commute 20, 30 miles to come to work. And so, yeah.
Horrific.
But the rest,
I used to love it when you would get there. Now, I drove from Maine to Maine. All right. Now, we're talking, I got 15 minutes to get to New Hampshire. And then I'm going to Manchester, New Hampshire. So I'm like 2.5 hours. Okay. Now you travel those back roads in your vehicle. You drive 2.5 hours. Now it's snowing hardcore, so it's not 2.5 hours now. It's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I left early because I was smart enough to realize when I got up for my coffee that white stuff was going to cause complications for me to get there. So common sense, since I got to open, I leave early. You get there and people go, I'm not going to make it. You're like, you understand who you're talking to, right? Well, yeah, John, I can't get there. Why? The defrost isn't working. You're like, so how far away are you again? Is it like 5 minutes? And you're like, what? Do you have a scraper? I'm confused because you won't die in 5 minutes. If you scrape the window and just drive here, you should be good to go. Or they'll be like, plow didn't come by. You live in the city. Stop it. Stop it. I just drove from Maine. Almost 4 hours. Stop it.
I always love when people use the weather as an excuse to not come into work. I mean,
But never call the boss who drove 4 hours in the snow from another state. You know, that's the one when he answers the phone and goes, hello, you go, oh, wrong number. You just hang up and go to work. Why bother? Why would you bother? You're 5 minutes away, and that's if the lights are all red. I mean, well, you see, my defroster's not working, and the plow hasn't come. You're like, the plow, what? I'll be there in 5 minutes. I did that once. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Be ready. My defroster works fine. I'm sure it'll be plowed when I get there.
Oh, I actually had a manager. One of the girls called. This was a different job that I had many years ago. She called the manager and said, I can't make it in. My car is broken. She says, take a taxi. She says, I am calling you from the taxi. She says, and that's broken too. We're broke down on the side of the road. She says, I don't care. Get another taxi. You need to get in here and come to work. And she's like, I can't see that happening anytime soon. Because this was back in the day when we didn't have access to cell phones so readily like we do now.
Oh, my heavens. I have pulled a few stunts on my employees before. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When you hear all the sighing and all that, you know, you're so full of it. Are you even at home? Can you see your car at all?
Or did you just want a free day?
Why don't you just nudge that guy next to you and say, can you give me a ride to work? I know you don't know me that well. Last night's kind of a blur. Which is really what we're talking about here, right?
And on that note, we'll be back in just a moment while we go think of some more excuses. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to A Quickie with Ms. B. If you missed the first half of the episode, please go back and check that out. And thanks, by the way, for listening. I hope that you're enjoying all of the episodes that you've heard in the past and are currently listening to this one today. Because, it's funny and stuff.
Wow, that just hurt, didn't it? You're like, I reached in the bag, there was nothing there.
Nothing there. Ta-da!
I'm trying to make up something, and it hurts. That intro requires aspirin.
Yes. Take 2 Advil and call me in the morning.
So we were talking about the employees. That's. I swear to God, I was at least, if I had to, I made up a story at least. My favorite, I had a guy call up with the excuse that he was well. He's like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. All right, well, you probably haven't heard this one before, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm like, okay, I can't make it in today. Why? He said, because I'm well. Like, what? I'm well. I'm calling out well. I'm like, what?
That doesn't make sense.
He's like, there's nothing wrong with me. I feel fantastic. I'm not sick. I'm not going to be in today. Like, so, nothing wrong, and I feel great. I'm calling out well. I'm like, all right, well, that'll never work again, but I suppose I'll give it to you, because, I've never had that one before. Okay, yeah. Don't ever use it again. It'll never work. But, so I actually had someone call out well. Give me the excuse that I'm not coming to work. Why? There's nothing wrong. I feel great.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a nothing day.
Just, I'm not coming. It's interesting. At least he didn't lie.
I had one of my coworkers call in And I said, "Oh, you weren't here yesterday," because I knew he was working that day. And he's like, "Yeah." He said, "I just needed a day." I said, "Oh, really?" "Yep." I said, "So you're okay? You're not sick? Everything's fine?" "Yep." I said, "So what did you tell your boss?" "I just called her and told her I needed a mental health day." And I'm like, "And she's buying this?" Well, yeah,
I would have requested a doctor's note. After you get your mental health evaluation, please bring a doctor's note saying that you're stable enough to come back to work. I would hate for you to snap.
I'm like, a mental health day. Yeah, this whole week, it's been extremely stressful. I needed a mental health day.
And they never bother to think about the stress they're putting on us as we have to call people at
Right.
home and go, so what's the chances of you giving up your day with your family and
Yeah.
coming in here and working another one and then not getting a day off till next week? Cool with that?
Yeah. How's that work for you? I'm
Right.
gonna go with not so well.
Yeah. We need the mental health day.
It was funny because he was honest about it, but at the same time, I can't believe that the manager or his supervisor, whoever he called into, was just like, "Oh, okay," and just accepted it.
Well,
Like,
I
all
had to
right,
learn the hard way, and this was the hard way. As I see, I'm old enough that I've been through some of the phases, okay? And in the early '90s, all the new crybaby phase began to happen. Where in the military you could hold up a card and go, I feel negative. And all the crybaby stuff where you weren't allowed to talk to an employee on the phone anymore. They go, I'm not coming in. You go, hold on a minute. You can't say anything to
yeah.
them. So if you call them at home, you have to go, so will you be attending today? If they go, no, you go, okay, thank you. And you hang up. What is that? But I had to learn that every once in a while, there is a backfire because a girl called once, and this is good. People are going to be like, "Oh, you're horrible," and yes, you're right. I am horrible. I know it. Many women have informed me.
Oh boy.
She's all like, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm like, you sound like someone ran over your dog. Eee. Well, coincidentally, she had run over her dog. Yeah. Wow. Backfire. 2 times though. 2 times this has happened to me. The dog was, okay, well, I didn't do it. So you can't, oh, she was mad at me. Oh, sound someone ran over your dog. Well, and then all the flood of that. My dog, all that started coming.
Oh no.
But then the one that really, I felt terrible the second time. It was horrible. And the girl called and she was like, she calls me and I was already a day late. She's already a day late. And she's calling me on day 2. All right.
Jeez.
So haven't heard a word. All right. So now day 2, and now she calls me to tell me, and I'm like, well, you weren't here yesterday. And then she just, and I didn't say anything rude. I just learned my lesson as to why you just can't say anything. And shame on me, but she said, well, I'm not going to be able to come in today. I'll have to explain everything to you at a later date. I was like, yeah, but you weren't here yesterday. And she hit me with both barrels. Well, the next time my father has a heart attack and has to go in the hospital, I'll make sure we stop everything and come straight and explain it to you. How's that? And I'm like, him and ha, back pedal, back. I'm like, well, okay, listen, yeah, that didn't go. Yeah, she hit me with both barrels. So I learned the hard way, just, okay. We'll work all this out at a later time.
And on that note, you need to excuse us. We need to go have a drink.
Yeah.